So I just stumbled upon this new minimalist software decoder called edge264 for H.264 AVC video. It's supposed to be high performance, but I'm curious about what that really means.
Right? It's pretty intriguing. The fact that it supports up to 8K UHD resolutions is a major selling point. But what does that performance translate to in practical terms?
Exactly, I mean supporting high resolutions is awesome, but does it actually decode videos faster than existing decoders? It seems like a big claim.
Well, it does mention features like slice and frame multi-threading. That could seriously boost speed, but we should consider how effective that actually is in real-world usage.
True, but it's also worth noting that it's still a work in progress. What if those features aren't fully optimized yet? That's a potential downside.
Good point. Plus, they're working on integrating it with platforms like VLC and GStreamer. How effective will it be once it gets there?
And think about how many people rely on those platforms for video playback. If Edge 264 falls short, it could really affect its adoption.
Exactly, but let's also talk about its API. It claims to have a minimalistic design, which could make it easier for developers to implement.
That's interesting. A simpler API could lower the barrier for entry. But is simplicity enough? Do developers sacrifice functionality for that?
It's a balancing act, really. A minimal API might streamline development, but if it lacks advanced features, developers could get frustrated.
And what about performance? They're using vector extensions in C for optimization, right? Do those really make a difference?
Yes, using vector intrinsics can speed things up significantly, but it's also hardware dependent. Not all systems may benefit equally from that.
Right, that makes me question compatibility across devices. If it's highly optimized for certain architectures, it might not perform well elsewhere.
Exactly, and they mention multi-threading for background processing. That's great, but how does that work when decoding video streams? More threads don't always equal better performance.
Totally, if the thread management isn't efficient, you might actually end up with slower performance. It's a delicate balance.
Also, how about error recovery? It's mentioned as a current focus. How crucial is that in video decoding?
Super crucial, if the decoder can't handle errors gracefully, it could lead to corrupted video playback. That's a deal breaker for many users.
Exactly, and they need to stress test this functionality too. If they don't, users might face issues that could have been easily fixed.
And then there's the decoding of complex NAL units. If Edge 264 struggles here, it could really limit its usability.
Definitely, it sounds like there are a lot of layers to consider. It could either revolutionize video decoding or fall flat.
And I love that they're experimenting with new programming techniques that could lead to innovative solutions.
Yes, but innovation comes with risks too. What if the new techniques don't yield the expected improvements?
Exactly, it's like a tech gamble could create a breakthrough or just complicate things further. What a tightrope.
For sure. And while we're on the topic of risks, how often do these projects get abandoned halfway?
Good question. Open source projects often rely on community support. If it dwindles, so does the project. That's another layer to this.
And what happens to the users relying on it? They could be left with a product that's not being maintained.
Exactly, it raises questions about sustainability. Do users become guinea pigs for potential features that might not ever materialize?
And think about user trust. If it starts off strong and then fizzles out, users might be hesitant to adopt future tech.
It's a tricky cycle, but if Edge 264 can deliver on its promises, it could set a new standard for video decoders.
Definitely, but it all boils down to execution. Will it live up to the hype? Only time will tell.
And that's the exciting part. But in the meantime, I wonder how many other projects are in the shadows trying to break through.
Right? There's always something bubbling beneath the surface. It makes you wonder about the next big leap in tech.
Exactly, and by watching developments like Edge 264, we might just catch a glimpse of the future.
Totally, it's like being part of a technological adventure. Who knows what we'll discover next?
That's the thrill of it, isn't it? Always more to learn and uncover even within a single project.
Absolutely, and the possibilities are endless. It's a great time to be curious about technology.
So true, but I can't help but think, where does Edge 264 fit into the bigger picture of video technology?
Ah, that's a deep question. It could either reinforce existing technologies or push them in new directions.
And isn't that the essence of innovation, disruption, and evolution, making us rethink what we know?
Exactly. I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. But for now, let's keep an eye on Edge 264.
Definitely hear S to the journey ahead filled with discoveries and surprises.